Welcome to EVE Online. I'm Major Freak. Apologies for the microphone. It's mostly because the wife is sleeping in the next room and it's a $20 headset. If I'm getting more viewers, I gotta realize that I need to go get a better headset because why am I subjecting everybody to horrible audio? That's just sadistic. Alright, so the wife is sleeping in the next room. Let's see if I can actually get my point across. I've got a couple of interesting things that's happened. I'll let you guys know about those, and then I'll move on to speculation. Number one, nocxium is plus 67% since last week, and not really sure. I don't have an answer, but the wild craziness that everybody's expecting, a little bit of nocxium, megasite is creeping up there. It wasn't a day ago, a couple of days ago when this patch news broke. It was definitely Mexilon and pyrite and isogen. Uh, Nothing crazy, except nocxium. But now Mexilon's megasite is going up. I believe all this is not panic, and people trying to, just massive volumes of buying and selling, and people dumping stockpiles and people blah blah blah. No, I think it's people buying up huge amounts, as we saw right here, just as the patch was announced. People madly stockpiling, and I think it stopped. People bought low, and now it's high. And sorry, I thought I just woke my wife up. All right, and no, it's just that instant stockpile, and it's not going to go completely cuckoo because people are stockpiling, and people will continue to stockpile by just either mining or buying more. But the big buyers, the smart ones, bought right away. And we're really experienced. Maybe people doing this have been playing the game for a while, and they've got trillions of discs. So, yep. What I'm expecting, is just normal sanity. And then once the moon ore is taken out, the low sec ore is being completely nerfed. I went through and looked at a belt, and it's pretty much stripped except for kernite and umber. I don't know why. And the disposition of the belt is the same, but the composition is all uniform now. The visible sizes of the roids are pretty much equalized now. Relatively speaking, not those massive feldspar that got in everybody's way or big eyesores, which is good. But the disposition is the same. So you've got these small-looking feldspars way the heck out there on the belt. So they didn't fix that. They fixed the sizes, but they didn't fix the statistic size in the overview. If you've got that column, which nobody uses for size, akimbo, because kernite is, if you look on the ore scanner, the survey scanner, it'll show you kernite hasn't been nerfed and everything else has just been totally tanked. And you look on the overview, and it's scordite and proxeries that are the biggest in size in the overview, which is completely meaningless. So they haven't they just nerfed it without thinking about it, and that's CCP for you. They don't understand their game very well. So they're doing things haphazardly. They might have missed Kernite, Nombre, and Losec by complete well, not accident, but by ignorance of just. I don't think they did it on purpose to leave those two unnerfed. That's my guess. Otherwise, my other guess is that somebody likes their special mission Kernite at inflated prices so they can mine them easily. No, wait. If they nerfed it, it would be higher prices. I just, I can say it's really dumb. Moving on. I don't know why nocxium is so high. That's not CCP's doing. That's player base. I couldn't answer that. I'm not good with math. Somebody could be speculating that the ores that do nocxium a lot are mostly in Losec. Like they're the and there's only like 3 asteroid types like Hegberdite and Hemorrhapite and Crokite that give lots of nocxium. I'm not sure where that's going there, but somebody who knows a lot of math might be speculating that nocxium's prices should be up on par with Zydrine and Megasite. Just speculating there. I don't know a lot of math, but some genius has figured out that maybe nocxium is going to be higher priced. I have no idea. That's my speculation. It could be a troll as well. Who knows? All right. So next up is what do we do? What are we gonna do? Well, number one, you minimize local because the hypernet's gambling stuff is BS. Yeah, company and I think EA's getting sued in Europe for loot box shenanigans. You know, the gambling stuff. So, yeah, well, silly jita, even more neon now that they've got hypernet spam. Okay, so what are we gonna do? Once well, who the heck mines low sec asteroid belts anymore? I'd love to. I never did. I tried, but it's not worth it. Go mine ice and high sec. Just make as much ISK per hour as trying to survive in low sec and not having any fun because it's the risk benefit ratio is compared to ice and high sec is on par. Yeah, dumb. What I will be doing is mining the last spodumane and nice and Veldspar in high sec moons that I can before they nerf it in April. They're not going to reinstitute it the same way. They've reset. Back when they had plenty of shit. Back when they had player-owned stations, POS, they reset the moon or the moon goo one time. They just randomly rolled it all again for the live server, not the test server. That's something you do in beta. But they reset it all once. They've done that. So the thinking I have is they're gonna either do it for the minerals in the moons, or they're just gonna completely remove them. They won't, like, the way that their mechanics work. It's educated guess, is that in order to re-roll for redistribution for moon ore, moon basic ore, like the Veldspar and stuff, they'd have to reset everything, because you can't just, they've got their moon goo and they're gonna nerf their basic ore in the moons, but they'll keep the moon ore. So it's not like you can just roll the dice again, because then you'd roll the dice on the moon goo too. So they've just tamped down the minerals. I don't believe they're going to like just take away that nerf and let it go back to the way it was. They said redistribution. So they're going to keep the basic ore nerfed in the moons completely, like the way it was before. So we're going back to the way it was before, and the only other way they can do it is either increase the anomalies, which is a possibility. They could be introducing this new fancy way of mining that's completely new, or they'll just pump up the asteroid belts, which is a possibility because of their, but I don't think so. I think they might just keep it the way it is, like right now. They could just be planning to introduce something else that's cooler. That's a new mining thing. That's just a complete speculation on my part. The other thing, they could just try to adjust the composition of the asteroid belts to compensate for what they've taken away from us, which, truth to tell, they'd given a lot. In the past, we had the asteroid belts and the anomalies and nothing else, and all of a sudden we had basic ore and moons in high sec, and everybody's going mental mining them. I loved it, but it wasn't that way all the time. So what am I going to do? I've got today whether to decide. Like, my subscriptions are coming out today. I think this one might expire in maybe even a few minutes. That'd be nice. Cut my video short. What I'm going to do? I got 6 accounts. I had 6 accounts before the moon goo had all changed, and the athanors came in. I'll probably go back to mining ice. Now that I know where the R64s and the R32s are in low sec in my, in my area, maybe I'll go, in prospects and steal some of it, or, anonymous accounts with retrievers and head in there and steal some more. That might be fun. I know where all the moons are. Would I do the mining expedition stuff in high sec? Those beacons? I heard they kind of sucked. I could go try them out. Would I try anomalies? I don't think they're worth it. I used to do them in low sec for the nice. There was some ochre. Was it ochre belts that gave nice? Anyways, so yeah, it was good back then, but I just mined ice. It's just the most efficient is-wise for a miner to do, seriously, in high sec. And there's a Galenti ring of ice fields that's, can't be beat. You should look that up if you're interested. What else for mining? I don't know. I probably would just mine ice and do other stuff in the game. And what would I do with my athanors? That's the key. I've got 4 of them. I know they can't just re-roll everything because they have to re-roll the moon goo. And for high sec, I mean, it's completely useless now. There's no moon goo that's worth mining in high sec, period. I mean, you have to be, yeah, you could mine Veldspar, and, well, they nerf Veldspar but in high sec, but yeah, I mean, anything is better than, why are you spending money or somebody else's money to plex your account? You couldn't even plex your accounts now. In high sec moon ore, once in April, they're going to nerf that. You're going to be stuck with useless athanors. There's going to be a mass fire sale on athanors. I would recommend. That's what I'm going to. I'm going to start. Well, the prices are pretty good, so we'll all mine until the very end, and then unanchor our athanors because they're completely useless in April in ISEC. So if you want to get into the athanor business, wait till April because this is going to be fire sales and riots. They might panic. They might have a lot of people unsubbing. I think their goal all this time is to lower plex prices. Less demand, lower prices. They have always stated that plex for them is like the NASDAQ index. That's what they use for their gold standard or something. I don't know. Yeah, CCP is dumb. Trust me. They have no concept of. I don't even think they. I think they routinely forget that if somebody's playing for free, like AFK orca mining in fields with their drones for hours and hours and hours. Number one, I've explained how stupid that is. But number two, it's like, I think they've forgotten that somebody else has to pay for the plex. That'd be dumb to think. But I'm not putting anything over CCP. So yeah, I think I covered everything this time around. And yeah. Yeah. Now, what am I going to do? What do I suggest people do if they're into this kind of thing? Well, it's a little bit too late to jump on the moon mining thing. In April, they're going to nerf it, and your billion ISK investment has just gone to waste. Would it be worth it in the short term if you want to throw the money into it anyways? Maybe. If you want to watch my why orca mining is stupid, I go into the numbers of what you can make out of moons. So it might be worth it, but there's like who can find decent moons anymore? You'd have to be very lucky. You'd have to spend a lot of time probing moons or having a friend give you a web address of their moon intel. So I wouldn't suggest it. I would, if you're into mining, go to Galente Space, go to the ice fields, and make friends. Just hang out, make friends, find out when the ice is spawning. They spawn every 4 hours after you mine them out. Yeah, and get into that channel. I forget the channel, but it's a popular channel and everybody keeps it up to date, I believe. And so it's a great way to have fun and relax while mining, because ice mining is really relaxing. Anyways, that's it for today.